that aware.
Which I'm literally going to go speak to my inspector.
Yeah, and that's fantastic. Obviously, if I were to say to come back in half an hour and I walk back and that window's open again, you're now willfully and negligently.
What began as a quiet trip to a small Somerset town quickly spiraled into a tense clash with UK police officers who clearly weren't comfortable being filmed. While waiting for roadside assistance after a flat tire, I decided to take a look around the nearby, burnt-out police station, a place that had clearly seen better days. To my surprise, several windows were left wide open, revealing computer screens and sensitive information completely exposed to anyone passing by. Concerned, I decided to mention it, and that's when things took an unexpected turn. Within minutes, a few officers appeared. Some were off duty, others refused to identify themselves, yet all seemed more interested in questioning me than addressing the security issue I'd found. What followed was a tense exchange about body cameras, data protection, and accountability, exposing just how inconsistent some officers can be when it comes to following their own rules. One officer handled things professionally, but others displayed arrogance and a clear disregard for proper conduct. In the end, the encounter left me asking one crucial question: if some officers can't uphold the basic standards of transparency and respect, how can the public be expected to trust them with greater authority?
Not bad, how are you?
How's it going? We're going to.
That's, as you see, taking some pictures of your cars and out there.
Oh, okay.
That's all. And you are, sorry?
Police officer.
And your collar number?
Are you an auditor, are you? Or you?
And your collar number, please?
I'll have to give you my collar number. My identification's on my shoulder there.
And then if I can't read, it's not your policy to identify for members of the public? No, it's not identified, no.
Okay. Are you here to just cause issues, or are you here to
No, I'm just here to take pictures and that's all. As I said, I've just noticed as I was walking down to take pictures, your colleague's window was open, I could see the screen, made them aware of it.
Okay, have they sorted that?
Yeah, they closed the window,
Okay.
fine. Yeah, it's as simple as that.
Cool. Okay, we're not here to cause you a problem. I'm sure you're not here to cause a problem. We're just,
You know, your colleagues not in uniform refuse to identify while engaging in a policing activity. Not fantastic, is it? It's against policy, you are required to identify. You're engaging in a stop and account, you are required to identify. Because if I have any complaints, how am I supposed to make that complaint if you haven't kept yourself to the accountability standards that the force requires? So, you know, again, you refuse to identify properly because, again, you don't know that I can read, so you're refusing to identify properly. Yes, you're in uniform, but again, if I want to make a complaint against you, then...
Give the time and date and where the location where you are. My body cam's recording, so...
Oh, is it?
It'll be...
How come it's taking you this long to let me know that your body cam's recording? And is it the policy not to, at the first, most practical opportunity to allow that?
Practical time to
Was it? So, because you know, you come in and gone hands-on with me? Exactly, so why is not the first thing that you say, good afternoon or morning even?
Because that's the first question I asked you, and then we've had a conversation, and now I've told you.
Yeah, but the first most practical opportunity is to say, good, by the way, you are being recorded.
Okay.
Otherwise, you could be covertly recording me under the Regulations of Investigatory Powers Act, couldn't you?
But that's not happened, so don't worry about that.
It could, because it took you X amount of time to alert me when there was plenty. The only situation where it's not practical at the first opportunity is if you're going into a hands-on situation. Any other time, there's no reason, and this has been dealt with in the tribunal by the tribunal that deals with the REPA Act, that the first most practical opportunity is when you approach somebody. If you have your camera on or you turn it on, if you approach with your camera on, you should alert them when you approach, unless you're going hands-on. If you turn it on whilst engaging in a conversation, you should turn it on, and then once it's recording, so it's stated on the camera, by the way, you are being recorded for my safety and your safety, blah, blah, blah. You have the right to do it, same way that I have the right to do it. It's not a problem, it's the notification that's the problem.
Okay.
You know?
So I've notified you at a time that I think is practical, so I've done that, so it's fine.
Okay, you can justify that to a tribunal, it's fine, no worries.
So what
so you're going to try to identify yourself properly yet?
No, I'm happy.
You're happy, yeah?
Yeah.
Would you like to identify yourself, or would you like a complaint as well, sir?
So can I ask you a question? Before my colleague steps in, just can I? So my name is PC2376.
Thank you. So that's how it's done. Thank you.
My colleague here was obviously made aware that the window was open.
Yeah.
And he's got concerns with data protection and that you might have recorded something on your phone from the screens.
If there is anything, I'm not sure if there is or not. If anything is captured on there, that will be evidence for me to report that to the Information Commissioner's office, because obviously the onus of data protection is on the organisation, not on whoever sees that information.
You don't expect someone to stick their head through the window.
I didn't stick my head through it. I didn't stick my head through a window. I saw it from a public place.
Somebody else's information, this is a secure site. Well,
I understand that.
not as secure as we'd like.
Well, no,
it to
exactly.
be.
It's not secure at all, is it? Really?
No. We are trying to work on that, but unfortunately, you have to do with what you've got.
Yeah. Even a bit of signage saying no unauthorised access beyond this point would go a long way, because I do respect signs like that.
No,
you know.
okay. I will take
But I did
that
have
to
a
the
look around,
senior-
and there is
I will
nothing there.
genuinely take that to the senior leadership team because
Fantastic.
I think that is fair enough.
Yeah, absolutely.
They are trying to redo everything. Yeah.
Okay.
Financially, we have to wait until the
That's
budget.
right, it's quite a
and
small
everything,
town,
and
isn't it? Lower
exactly,
priority.
you know
Yeah,
what
I
mean?
get it. Yeah.
We get shoved right to the bottom type of thing. We're right on the borders,
Yeah, yeah.
from different forces and that. So it is totally, I understand where you're coming from, and I'll pass it on to the senior leadership.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
I've just got concerns about the data protection that's on that video. Do you
Yeah,
know what I
yeah.
mean? Is that somebody else's private stuff in that?
Yeah, absolutely.
And we obviously learn from things like that. So you've pointed it out, they've closed the window, it is
Fantastic.
really hot in there, we've got no air
Again,
conditioning.
I completely understand that,
You know
but
what I
obviously
mean?
data protection takes priority over that, unfortunately. You can get a fan in there, and I understand, I've worked in many various
That's what I'm
locations
more
where health and
concerned
safety
about,
data protection
what's
takes
being
priority
recorded.
over
Is
that
that
stuff.
is that a live?
I'm not live
live?
streaming, no.
If there is something, would you delete that?
Not necessarily delete it, but I would make it anonymous. I would blur it out if there is anything, if I were to post it anywhere.
Yeah, but
absolutely.
it's not their fault, you know what I mean? It's
No, of course. I've raised the issue I've raised the
Exactly.
issue of data protection, and obviously I
Absolutely.
raised it as an issue because I do see it as an issue.
No,
I'm
no,
not going to go share that information. That would be very hypocritical of me,
Yeah,
wouldn't
yeah,
it?
absolutely.
So if there is anything captured on the camera, it won't be made available to the public. It will be forwarded to the ICO.
That's fine, yeah. Can I
evidence.
take your details?
No,
Can
I'm
I,
okay,
can I
thank
take
you.
your name?
No, I'm
please?
alright,
Just
thank you.
first name so I know who I'm speaking to?
No, I'm alright, thank you.
You've got my collar number, but I can't take yours.
Yeah, but as a Crown servant, obviously you have issues of accountability when dealing with members of the public, and that's
I'm
why.
just being
And that's why.
polite
Yeah, I
asking
know.
your first name.
I know.
don't even know
I know.
anything
But then
else,
obviously
so I know who
that coupled with my image, which obviously he's notified me is recording.
Yeah, obviously we do this because I'm open and honest. You know
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
We record things so that you can see what we do.
Yeah, yeah.
And we can
Absolutely,
see,
I
you know what
completely
mean?
agree
So-
with the use of body cameras.
because
Completely.
That's the thing is, I
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
hide saying, "Oh no, I didn't say this to this man," or "This man didn't say anything."
No, exactly.
That's-
Exactly the same
that
reason
is
why I record any interaction I have with you as
Yeah,
well.
that's why we record everything. I
yeah.
protect my back, and
Of
some
course.
other people have said we do things.
Of
and
course.
we don't.
Yeah.
You know
But
what I
with
mean?
your collar number and obviously you're bound. You have to identify. You did it
Yeah,
correctly
you can see,
verbally
I mean,
because you
in
can't
uniform,
guarantee
there's
that
my
I
collar
can
number
read.
there, you know what I mean?
But you
People
have to wear that for
can see-
accountability reasons. That's why I'm entitled to have that, because you're dealing with a member of the public in a
Absolutely.
stop and account situation. Accountability, you have to identify yourself for that exact reason,
Yeah,
which he doesn't seem to understand. And sorry, we got interrupted. Would you like to an opportunity to identify? Sorry,
PC Biffin,
and your collar number, please?
4988.
4988. There you go. Thank you. Would you like another opportunity?
No, I'm fine.
No, you're fine. Okay, so you're just going to be an absolute idiot
No,
about
but
it.
he's
I'm not
got,
gonna
Well, I mean, you
he's
are.
got other jobs and that, and we have to rely
Yes,
on
but
that.
you have a collar number for the specific reason, as we've just heard discussed, for accountability reasons. You're making a very large assumption that I have the ability to read that my eyesight is good enough to read that.
These two officers are identified, and if you do
Yep.
need my details, you can take them.
Okay, that's still, again, that's not your policy, so that's fine. I'll make a complaint to your chief constable, that's not a problem. Actually, I'll probably go straight to the IOPC, because otherwise it goes to your local PSD and gets kicked down and disregarded. Yeah, no worries. Just get a nice picture of your face as well, so I can just make sure that goes to the right person.
Is there anything else I can
Lovely.
help you with today, sir?
No, I said, obviously, I've made the issue of that window, and I've made that aware.
Which I'm literally going to go speak to my inspector.
Yeah,
now.
and that's fantastic. Obviously, if I were to say to come back in half an hour and I walk back and that window's open again, you're now willfully and negligently disregarding data protection, and that's fantastic. So, I've been to places where they close it because I'm there, and then I come back at like 10, 15 minutes, half hour late, and then just reopen it because they think I've gone. And that's not the point of what I'm trying to raise.
Authorize people on the site.
Yeah, yeah.
They are trying to get gates and all of that, but it's planning permission and all of that. So, unfortunately, we have to work with what we have. So
Yeah,
we
yeah.
just hope people, members of the public, would be, understand.
Yeah. Like I said, it's just pictures of your police cars and that. It's the local force just trying to come and have a look around, really, and see where the local money's going.
Yeah.
And,
Definitely not, yeah, mate.
definitely not here, apparently. Well, thank you you've been very lovely and professional. I appreciate that. So you've told me you're recording. Have you been recording?
I am recording it.
You are recording. So again, same issue that I raised with him. Is there a reason you haven't notified me of that? Is there?
It's not necessary. Right? All three are
No.
recording.
No. You told me that you're recording. You didn't say we're all recording you. You told me that you're recording. That's your responsibility. It's his responsibility to let me know that he's recording me.
It's not necessary.
It is necessary. Would you like to refer to the College of Policing guidance? because
No, we're fine. Thank
no,
you.
you're fine, exactly,
I'm
because
absolutely
you're
fine.
not interested in you're not interested in actually learning what your policies are and adhering to them, are you?
No,
You're just one of those
I'm
tyrants that just wants to go around and do what you want to do, ignore your policies. No, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, I'm not interested in talking to you. I'll rather talk to your colleagues. You're just a bit of a tyrant, and I have no interest in talking to you. Yep. If you're not, if you're
polite to you and try to have a conversation with you. If you disagree, that's absolutely fine.
yeah. Well, I mean, if you're not going to follow your policies on your guidance and you have no interest in learning them, so I can refer you to the guidance in which it tells you about your body-worn cameras, in which it tells you about identifying yourself. But again, you have no interest in it. So what's the point in talking to you any further? But yeah, again, thank you. You've been very professional. Straight away identified yourself, told me that you're recording a little bit later than I would have liked, but
Sorry, yeah, I was my colleague spoke to me.
yeah,
on that side,
exactly.
so he was
Yeah,
coming
you
up
weren't the
with
one
windows,
directly
so
engaging with me. I was talking to him, so I understand
Yeah.
that, but he had every opportunity.
That's fine. Like I said,
you know.
I'm going to go back and speak to my inspector.
Yeah.
Authorised person outside.
Yeah.
See if we can do that.
Yeah.
Like I
Again,
said,
not everybody's going to
no,
respect those
no.
signs, but at least then you've got the footing of you've been notified
I
of
mean,
trespassing before you've entered into
We
the
are
site, you
professional
know.
when public servants come and ask us for help. That's what we have to do.
Yeah.
We have to help them in their times of stress and
Yeah.
everything like that. We don't want to be unwelcoming.
No, of course. Like I said to your
We
colleagues
also-
when they first came out, the
Yeah.
non-uniform, you've got a sign on that door which is clearly for public information that says, you know, if the office is closed, call 101. That's obviously for public information. And if you put that there, it's almost an expectation that the public are expected to be
Well,
there.
that's because it's not closed. You know,
Yeah,
so
exactly.
you
So,
don't have a closed place.
no.
You can't come in. Obviously, we have to try and protect ourselves because we give members of the public that try to do harm to
Yeah.
They don't like the police,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
But-
Anti-police, they try, we've had screws put by the boot tyres
Okay.
and things like that.
Yeah.
So that's why they would just check it
Yeah.
to make sure.
But then obviously, I'm
you're
sure
in
you've got
fine.
CCTV around a sign saying you
Yeah,
had
we
and
do.
that.
Yeah.
And obviously, I'm walking around, my face is uncovered. I'm not making any efforts to hide myself. I'm not trying to be covert.
No.
You know, otherwise I wouldn't have made myself apparent to the person in the window. You know, I would have.
Yeah.
You know, if I had nefarious intent with that information, I would have stood there and filmed it for as long as I could before I got noticed and not said anything. That would have been, you know, if I had nefarious intent with it.
I can see
You
that.
know.
I think it's just, point out things. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I'm going to go speak to my inspector now.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
I'm hoping that you're not going to like having any nefarious things about putting spikes or
Again,
anything
like,
like that.
if I was, I'm on your body cameras. My face is quite clear. Like, I don't think it would be difficult.
But I'm just saying, you know what I mean?
figure it out,
We're going
yeah.
to go back. We're going to leave you to it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, no, I fully appreciate it. Like, again, I'm not the anti-police, I'm anti-police like that. You don't want to follow policies and think they're above doing what they're supposed to do. You've been fantastic, and
it's people's
you know.
experiences, isn't it?
Yeah,
Some
but
people have
as
better
constables, you
experiences.
should approach every situation independently, shouldn't you? Really.
It is hard to be human beings. At the end of
I
the
know,
day.
I get that, but you're held to
You
a
know what I
much
mean?
higher standard because of the job role that you take
It
on. You know, you
is,
take
it
an
is.
oath to the crown of this country, and we expect you to
100%,
live
but you know what I mean? It can
your
be
life
hard
to
when
that.
you're members of the public.
Yeah,
They want
yeah.
us, harm us, punch us every day.
Yeah,
you know.
sure, but you know,
Yeah.
but then we say as members of the public, we have police officers that want to do that to us, and it does happen. You can't deny that it does.
I'm not saying that's what I'm saying. Is
Yeah,
we
so like, so we
generalise,
have the same
we
thing.
generalise, we generalise.
Yeah.
It
Again,
does
but I will give
subconscious.
everybody their fair dues. Like I've given you, I've had a polite conversation with you, and
Yeah.
I've told you thank you for doing your job as you're supposed to do,
Yeah.
following your policies. And I will give everybody their fair dues, and that's all we expect from the police as well. You know, we expect that two-way street at the end of the day.
We do
The,
try
the,
and work it
the,
two
yeah,
ways.
the
I've
confidence
given
in
you
policing
my
this country is
details. I would like
plummeting, and we're trying to
details,
build. You know, we like to try and build the bridges rather than
Yeah.
tear them down. But we don't want people that. You know, if he's not willing to follow simple policies, how can we expect him to follow the ones that actually are way more serious? You know, it starts with the basic level, and that's what it's like. Yeah, school uniform. If you can't be bothered to do your school uniform, how can you be or wear your uniform at work? They don't expect that. It's an indicator of you're not going to be bothered to do your job properly or learn properly, and that's what it's about. If you can't follow your basic policies, well, how on earth can we have the confidence in you to do your job when it really matters? And that's the kind of people that we don't want in our police forces. It's people that, if they can't follow the simple stuff, how can we trust them to do anything more serious when they've got powers that can demolish people's lives? You know.
Poor people.
Yeah.
No, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, you know, your powers can do great
But you
things,
know,
but they can
you
also
know-
do very dangerous things. You know, and if we can't trust you to use them properly, that's scary.
Okay, well, we're gonna. Like I said, I would have loved to give you your first name.
Yeah, I know you
Would
would.
be after your pink, I think, shirt or something.
Probably.
Like that.
Or my cologne, maybe. But yeah, no worries. Well, thank you for your time, and I appreciate your professionality.
Thank you.
So yeah, they'll all be getting complaints on that, body worn issues, failure to identify properly, you know, and you know, like I said, even if nothing actually happens as an outcome to that constable, it will go on his record that he's had that complaint, and multiple complaints on your record is not good. Yeah, I'd say that lady was by far the most professional out of the 3. Out of the 5 actually. Actually came in engaged in any sort of manner. So yeah, we've got unmarked police vehicles as well. Don't know if you saw in the background, they pulled up in this one. So if you live around Chard, Somerset sort of area, you've got this vehicle, Volvo. It is an unmarked vehicle, so be careful. And the way they treat the public property is to leave empty coffee cups and coffee cups in there. I think the window tint on the back is illegal. I'm not sure about the front. It definitely looks like it's tinted, but I don't know how legal that would be. It's got to allow 70% light through, I think it is, or AC, something like that. It does look a little bit dark. I don't know if it looks darker because the rear windows are tinted. This one looks a little bit dark as well. I saw a video quite recently, a guy got pulled over for tint, and he asked the cop to check the tint on his window, and to my surprise the cop obliged, and the tint was illegal according to his device. So then he turned around and said, oh, the device must be faulty all of a sudden, but when the device couldn't possibly have been faulty. When it came down to using it on the person who got pulled over. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so we've had this police vehicle pull up as well in the meantime while we were here. Yeah, not a great look for child constabulary overall. One professional member out of the bunch. Not fantastic. I guarantee the person, when she's out on a team with somebody, she's the one who's de-escalating a situation as much as possible. But by the looks of it, the others are the ones escalating. Oh, nice police bike. Every day you see those.